Tune in to Real Estate Radio Saturdays at 9 a.m. hosted by the real estate therapist Larry Shakman, a top-producing real estate broker, author, CEO, and founder of TrustedAgentUSA.com. Top-performing agents for 2% commission, saving you thousands when you sell, buy, or invest. Real Estate Radio, the ultimate real estate radio experience. Get insider tips from experts throughout the real estate industry. Streaming live on Facebook at WCPT 820. Trusted Agent USA, Illinois, license number 475-145-795. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio, sponsored in part by TrustedAgentUSA.com, the ultimate real estate matchmaker, saving you thousands. Now back to Larry, the real estate therapist.
All right, guys, we are back to wrap up, but we have, something I want to talk to Dylan about, and Dylan's going to expound on a little bit regarding VA loans.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, VA loans specifically, but the concept applies across the board, Larry. One of the things that I mentioned earlier in the hour was that we've been involved in saves, where we've turned around and come in late, literally at this time of the month for end of month closings, and loans have been going sideways at other lenders. And one of the things that we've talked about is, in a market like this where things have become more stressful, I think that real estate professionals and lenders alike have cut corners in a stressful market. And that may be a cost-saving thing, but that also may be a get people to agree to yes thing as quickly as possible. And so one specific example is, when we qualify our veterans for loans, oftentimes we're competing for that business with call center lenders. And the fact of the matter is that call center lenders are just mortgage companies, right? But they'll advertise on golf tournaments on Sunday, on football games, college football on the weekends, and they'll wrap themselves in the flag, and they'll thank folks for their service, and they'll imply that they're affiliated with the military or the government agencies. And they're not. You're calling a call center where people, make $10 an hour, and they're moving people through in volume, and they do some really quick envelope math, and they're like, oh, again, here in 10 minutes is your pre-approval, and it's not strong. And then you get under contract, and then you're 2 weeks from closing, and particularly in the circumstance of the military veteran, they are not even eligible for the loan, but they haven't pulled the certificate of eligibility. Our pre-approval process, specifically, and any quality pre-approval process for our veterans, should include the finding of the certificate of eligibility before the pre-approval letter is issued. It's a hard stop. It's impossible if you don't have a certificate of eligibility, and it's unconscionable to find that out when you're under contract with 2 weeks to go. So sometimes we just find out that the answer is no and has always been no. But sometimes we can fix things. And one of the things that all the way at the other end of the spectrum, I work in an office building that has a title company in it. And so I got called down a couple weeks ago to a closing. And again, it's one of these call center shops, national company, and they're sitting there at the closing with a military veteran, a gentleman who served in the Army, and he had been there. It was 3 PM. He'd been there since 8 AM, and he had to bring about $895 to the closing table. They never verified his earnest money, which basically, not to bore you with the details of this, but if you write an earnest money check, we have to prove that you had that money in the bank. We need the bank statements. We have to show it clearing. We have to show the back of it after it's cleared or it's cleared out of your account. There's just documentation for the investors in the loan on the back end. It's seamless to you on the real estate side, but it's absolutely critical. They never did it. So he had zero money verified. He needed $895 to close the loan. He's like, well, I have $895, but at that point in the loan, it's not good enough. So the point is that loan was sent to the closing table with documents, wasn't clear to close, but they sent the documents anyway because they thought it was going to be okay as long as he didn't need any money. But as soon as he needed $1, it was a jam up. And so they spent 6 hours trying to fix a loan that should have been fixed weeks ago. So the point is, there are lots of places for things to go wrong. And if your loan is going sideways, especially if you're working in a transaction, or you yourself, if you're listening, are a military veteran, and it's just feeling like it's not going right, you should get a second opinion from a local lender. We can do it. We're not the only local lender in the market that does quality work to serve our veterans. I mean, we're one of them, but we're not the only one. The thing is that it's critical to understand that portion of it and understand that, again, your loan can be saved, but if it feels like it's not going right, that second opinion is important.
Yeah. I think, guys, it's so important to work, just like find a good realtor, a good broker that you know, like, and trust to work with, or somebody that you've been referred to through a source that you trust. It's also important to work with a lender, mortgage broker that you know, like, and trust, like Dylan. I could sit here and vouch for the fact that Dylan does just amazing work, and
thank you.
You're going to have a great experience with him.